Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulio Hoyane. Let's get back to the Meyiwa saga. It's been quite some time since we talked about the Saints of Meyiwa trial. Let's get back to it this morning. What am I bringing you this morning? This morning I want to bring you, the fear that surrounds and the threats that surround docket 375. There's a veil of silence around 375. It is so thick you can hold it with your hands. There is fear surrounding this docket. Anybody who touches this docket is sure to go. So let me give you a background of what I'm talking about. 375 can be traced to Warrant Officer Makubu. Warrant Officer Makubu opened docket 375 at the Vosloorus police station in 2019. This was after a cold case team had been established, comprising, among others, Warrant Officer Makubu and Brigadier Gininda in late 2018. That should have been around November 2018. That cold case squad was eventually dismantled. It didn't go very far. Why did it not go very far? Because there was a divergence of views. Gininda wanted to push, like he has always pushed the narrative of 636, that there were intruders into that house. So when docket 375 was opened in 2019, he parted ways with people like Warrant Officer Makubu. And that is where the trouble really started. After that, there were malicious prosecutions and malicious arrests of Warrant Officer Makubu following his opening of docket 375, because people are worried about 375. He was eventually not found guilty. There were threats on his life. He received death threats. So the man is a very troubled man. I'm not surprised that he's rather silent these days and very cautious. Because when you are faced with threats like that, to your life in particular, you are bound to be very cautious. So those who push the narrative of 375 had better watch out. Because apparently if you push that narrative, you get targeted. As it is, like I said, it is a bit difficult for people behind 375, to open up and, tell us, for instance, on the Daily Fix, to say, why is 375? I've established that 375 is still at the Vosloorus police station. But they're afraid to come out into the open because of that fear. If you put yourself into the shoes of somebody like Warrant Officer Makubu, who's still a serving officer, he's still serving in the South African Police Services, it cannot be very easy being at war with your bosses over something as controversial as the Senzo Meyiwa trial, where they are pushing a narrative in court that says they were intruders, and you are pushing another parallel narrative that says they were no intruders. Actually saying to them, this is a lie, 66 is a lie. So it cannot be very easy for a man under those circumstances to, come out into the open together with others who were involved in, this investigation. He opened the docket, but he was also with others like, retired Constable Tapadi. Tapadi is much more free because he's no longer part of the South African Police Services. But I suppose he too does not feel very comfortable talking about docket 375, given the number of people who have lost their lives talking about docket 375. So docket 375 is a hot potato. You handle it, you better watch out. But what must happen now is 375 must be brought into the trial of 636. just has to be brought in. The defense has to call Warrant Officer Makubu, because that is what Mgomezulu had said. Advocate Tulani Mgomezulu had said one of the people that is going to call as a witness, right, to debunk this theory of that there were intruders into that house, was for him to call Warrant Officer Makubu, who'd refute every single allegation to the effect that there were intruders into that house. So the defense must call Warrant Officer Makubu. They must subpoena him. You know, subpoena, if you are not a willing witness, I suppose the only route to go to subpoena you, to sort of compel you to appear to testify about 375. But I think Warrant Officer Makubu will be a willing witness. I don't know about all this stress that he faces in his daily life, how that will impact on his, giving testimony. But let us be optimistic and say he will come before the court and say, no, there were no intruders into that house. So these are the dynamics. These are the dynamics, because I've been trying to talk to people around 375, and, very few of them are brave enough to talk about 375. Because of the death threats, there's a lot of fear, We are all afraid of death. Who isn't? Nobody just wants to die. And people are probably not prepared to die for 375 and leave their families. Yeah. But there's an agenda that we must pursue here. And those who are, trying to frustrate the pursuit of 375 had better know it. That in spite of the threats and whatever, whatever intimidation that they throw at people, 375 will not just die, because it is a public document now. It is a docket lying somewhere in some police station, the First Rodas police station, and it will come to the fore, and it will expose who the real killers of Senzo Meyiwa are. So having said that, let me just round this episode by saying it is very difficult to dig to the bottom of 375. But step by step, I think I'm getting there. People will come out. The truth must prevail. The truth will come out sooner rather than later. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a nice day.